All right, let's unpack this. Today, we're digging into FIFA's big push into blockchain and NFTs. We've got some sources laying out their recent moves.
Right.
And our goal here is really to understand what they're actually building in the digital space and, what does it mean for you, the fans, and how you engage with football going forward.
Yeah, and what really stands out from the material is just how integrated this is. It's not just a side project. FIFA seems to be embedding Web3 tech pretty deeply.
Exactly. And one of the core things mentioned is their platform, FIFA Collect. Sounds like a major change is coming there.
That's right. FIFA Collect is set to migrate. They're moving it to a new blockchain network, one that's EVM compatible.
EVM compatible. Okay. Any timeline mentioned?
Yeah, the sources point to around May 20th, 2025. So fairly soon, relatively speaking.
Right. So why this move? What's the strategy behind switching networks? What are they hoping to gain?
Well, it really boils down to performance and scale. The sources indicate they want much better performance, obviously support for potentially millions of global users, and just richer functionality overall,
Functionality
like making it genuinely easier and more, robust for fans to own, trade, and really interact with these NFTs, the big moments, the iconic players.
Okay.
And they're also looking at accessibility, making sure it works with common wallets like MetaMask.
Makes sense. Lowering the barrier to entry. And this isn't just FIFA building something on their own, is it? There's a partnership involved.
Right. A pretty significant one. They've teamed up with Avalanche.
Ah, Avalanche.
Yeah, to build a dedicated Layer 1 blockchain using Avalanche's tech. This really highlights their ambition, I think.
Layer 1. So we're talking foundational infrastructure.
Yeah.
Fast, scalable.
Exactly. The sources emphasize the need for speed and low transaction costs, which you definitely need if you're targeting a massive global fan base. It suggests they're expecting, well, a lot of activity.
Okay, so that's the collectible side. But the sources also talk about gaming, right? A big jump into interactive experiences.
Yeah, and this is where the engagement could get, well, really interesting. FIFA is launching a new mobile game called FIFA Rivals.
FIFA Rivals. Okay.
It's a collaboration with Mythical Games, and the target release seems to be summer 2025.
Mythical games. They did NFL Rivals, didn't they?
That's the one. And this FIFA Rivals is planned as free-to-play, real-time arcade gameplay.
Okay, arcade style. So how does the blockchain fit into the actual game?
That's the core part, really. It's integrated into how you manage your team. You'll acquire football stars, trade them as NFTs.
As NFTs.
Yeah, running on the Mythos blockchain.
So wait, the players on my team, they're just like in-game items. I actually own them as assets.
Precisely. That's the whole Web3 angle the sources are hitting on. It introduces genuine digital ownership into the game,
Okay.
which then enables, a whole dynamic marketplace inside the game. Buying, selling, trading these player NFTs. It fundamentally changes things.
Yeah. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because that shift from just using something digital to actually owning it and being able to trade it, that adds a whole new layer for fans, doesn't it? Strategy, maybe even economics.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here, I think, is how that could change the fan experience. True ownership and in-game economy. It could make the gameplay richer, maybe.
Yeah.
And it potentially opens up new economic avenues for fans, collecting valuable assets, smart trading, maybe even making some profit. The sources frame it as a way to get fans much more deeply engaged.
Right. More invested, literally, perhaps. And the sources mentioned another company too, didn't they? Hoken Tech. That's sort of another example in this space.
Yeah, Hoken Tech was brought up. They develop Web3 games, sometimes linking NFTs to, well, different kinds of outcomes.
Like what?
Like the sources mentioned blockchain games linked to tourism, where maybe your progress verified on the blockchain could earn real-world rewards like trips. Kind of an interesting crossover. And they also show how NFTs can slot into more traditional game setups too. It just shows the tech is pretty versatile.
So, stepping back then, what does this all mean? What's the big picture here from these sources?
Well, if we connect the dots, it seems FIFA's project is a really major step. They're weaving Web3 tech into how fans engage, collecting, competing, owning digital stuff tied to football.
A fundamental shift, potentially.
Potentially. And it does raise an important question, I think.
It is.
Well, based on everything we've sort of dug into from these sources today, what is this shift, this move towards true digital ownership in both collecting and gaming? What does it really mean for that relationship between fans, big sports bodies like FIFA, and these digital assets?
Yeah. What is the future of that relationship? Definitely something to think about as we see these platforms actually launch and fans start using them.